Welcome to the Philippines' premier motor show. This is Autofocus. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa. Here's a menu of some of our features on this edition of your electronic magazine, exclusive to the automobile and its industry.
Starting off with reviews of two vehicle models presently in the local market. A hatchback from Toyota, the Wigo 1.0 TRD-S Automatic, and an MPV from Mitsubishi, the Xpander Cross. We'll also have a glimpse of some of the latest automobile models and concept cars from around the world. This week, we have the 2020 iWays U6 Ion concept and the 2020 DS Aero Sport Lounge concept, plus a feature-to-feature comparison of two mid-size SUVs, the Honda CR-V SX versus the Kia Sorento EX. On Autopedia, we'll talk about checking an engine light, and together with the latest news and developments in the local auto industry, we shall have the Kia Stonic Media Ride and Drive event as our special feature.
The next 60 minutes is all about the automobile. This is Autofocus, and we'll be right back after this short break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Your city is about to change. Are you ready? Ready to rise? Ready to rock? Ready to go? Ready for more? Ready to rule the city. The all-new Honda City. Ready to rule.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the automobile show. We start this edition of your electronic magazine with a review of one of the latest automobile models from Toyota. Toyota claims the Wigo is the best-selling entry-level hatchback in the local market. We take a look at the top-of-the-line Wigo in this edition of Car Review.
Toyota Motor Philippines sold 11,853 Wigos back in 2020, a good-sized number considering the months under almost total lockdown and the economic slowdown. And the newly refreshed Wigo was only launched in the middle of June, among the first digital debuts for Toyota as the government slowly eased restrictions while struggling to contain the COVID-19 contagion. But apparently, the makeover of Toyota's subcompact hatchback excited enough buyers with a meaner demeanor and with more of the fun, smart, high-tech stuff now flowing down the flagship vehicles down to the entry-level models like the Wigo. This seems especially true with the Toyota Wigo 1.0 TRD-S Automatic. The TRD Aero kits added a touch more millimeters to the Wigo, which now occupies a space that is 3,700 millimeters long, 1,600 millimeters wide, and 1,520 millimeters tall, with a minimum ground clearance of 180 millimeters. The front spoiler is especially killer, and along with the side skirt, rear skirt, two-tone rear spoilers turns the STAD practical 5-door hatchback into a sporty, edgy, practical hatchback. The TRD-S decal and badge give the Wigo some kind of street cred. So does the 14-inch machine-cut design alloy wheels. The Wigo TRD-S also comes with projector-type headlamps, line guide-type clearance lamp, front fog lamps, rear combination lamps with LED brake lamps, and high-mount LED stop lamp integrated into the rear spoiler. The Wigo TRD-S as well as the G variant now have keyless entry and push-button start. And for a mini hatch, the Wigo has surprisingly spacious interiors that comes from a longish wheelbase that places the tires nearly at the four corners. There's a lot more power features to enjoy in the Wigo. Of course, there are power windows and door locks. The side mirrors have integrated turn signal lights and now come with power adjust and retract function. Toyota also added a lot of cool things in the Wigo. One is the LCD control panel for the air conditioning. Another is the infotainment system with touchscreen display, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, AM/FM radio, auxiliary and USB ports, as well as Bluetooth and voice command function. There are controls for the audio system on the 3-spoke steering wheel. There's also a back camera and rear sonar to help with parking. Underneath the hood of the Wigo sold locally is a 998cc 3-cylinder 12-valve engine, a double overhead cam, and VVTi. The engine maxes out at 66 PS at 6,000 RPM and 89 Nm at 4,400 RPM. The Wigo TRD only comes with a 4-speed automatic transmission that sends power and torque to the front wheels. Driving the Wigo is a breeze. It isn't exactly a pocket rocket, but it isn't a slowpoke either. The Wigo has a brake system that uses front ventilated disc and rear drums and comes with ABS. The suspension features McPherson struts in front and torsion beam axle in the rear. For safety, all Wigo variants come standard with dual airbags and 3-point ELR seatbelts. The TRD and GT variants have an anti-theft system with immobilizer and alarm.
Toyota has had success marketing the Wigo as a practical and reliable entry-level car hatchback that actually looks cool. A makeover with sporty details and adding a couple of cool functional stuff should help Toyota sell more Wigos. The latest auto industry news and developments right after this break.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Welcome back to Autofocus. And we now have the latest auto industry news.
The all-new BMW 4 Series Coupe has finally arrived on local shores. SMC Asia Car Distributors Corporation, official importer and distributor of BMW in the Philippines, brought in just 2 variants, the 420i Model Advantage and the 420i M Sport. Both have the sick 2-door coupe profile of the old Z4 but just a bit longer, wider, taller, and with a longer wheelbase, 4,768mm by 1,852mm by 1,383mm and 2,851mm. And of course, there's the controversial new grille. Large, vertically emphasized BMW kidney grille, angled forward and extending down almost to the lower edge of the front apron. Only one engine choice is available locally, a gasoline-sipping 2.0-liter BMW twin-power turbo 4-cylinder with an 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission in the Model Advantage and the Steptronic Sport in the M Sport variant. The engine develops 184 horsepower and 300 Nm of torque. There are differences in trim levels, with the 420i M Sport getting more in terms of sporty elements like the M leather steering wheel, interior trim finishers in aluminum tetragon, and M seat belts. Both share BMW's Live Cockpit Plus, which comprises the iDrive control operation system with 8.8-inch control display and a touch controller, a black panel instrument cluster centered around a 5.1-inch color display, multimedia and navigation systems, and 2 USB ports. Both also come with BMW's innovative parking assistant, allowing automatic assisted parking in spaces that are either parallel or perpendicular to the road. The all-new BMW 420i Model Advantage is priced at 3,990,000 pesos. The BMW 420i M Sport variant is priced at 4,590,000 pesos. Both come with a 5-year or 200,000 kilometer manufacturer's warranty, a new standard in the premium automotive segment in the Philippines. Automakers and distributors have now gotten to the point of being comfortable hosting group test drive events. Among those now hosting such events, unthinkable just a few months before under community quarantine protocols brought on by the pandemic, is Honda Cars Philippines. Honda invited a group of motoring journalists to test drive variants of the all-new City in the bustling streets of Metro Manila to the winding roads in Tanay and Antipolo City, Rizal. Honda said this test drive was meant to give motoring journalists a first-hand experience of the all-new City's comfort, power, fuel efficiency, and advanced technologies. Driving in the city streets simulated the experience of regular morning commute, which highlighted the subcompact sedan's efficient and responsive drivetrain. The winding Marilaki Highway of Tanay tested the capabilities of the city's 1.5-liter DOHC iVTEC engine and continuously variable transmission, as well as its handling on uphill climbs and fast downhill corners. Throughout the day-long road trip, participants also got to enjoy the city's array of advanced technology features, including a new 8-inch touchscreen display that supports Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and WebLink connectivity. Prior to the drive, Honda conducted antigen testing on all participants and ensured extensive vehicle disinfection procedures. Does the local market need or have room for another multi-purpose vehicle competing for attention in an already saturated market? Legado Motors Inc. believes it does, officially launching the all-new GAC GN6, a 7-seater MPV that was first launched in, of all places, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. GAC believes the GN6, with its sharp and elegant exterior, will get good reception from Filipino families looking for an MPV for the family. The GN6 comes with a roomy interior that features 2 captain seats in the second row, with the middle aisle making it easy to get into the third row of seats for 3. It comes with a 7-inch instrument panel, an 8-inch LCD infotainment display with Bluetooth connectivity, and a 6-speaker system. Powering the GN6 is a 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 Euro 5 compliant engine that generates 170 horsepower and 265 Nm of torque. Legado Motors says the GN6 comes with most of the new smart and driver assist technology sought after in high-end MPVs, including, among other things, remote keyless entry and ignition system, traction control, hill ascent and descent controls, a rear-view camera, parking sensors. The all-new GAC GN6 is priced at 1.48 million pesos and comes with a 5-year or 150,000 kilometers warranty. Since 1850, when Peugeot began as an automotive brand, the company has redesigned its logo 11 times. The latest, the 11th, has just been unveiled, a coat of arms adorned with a magnificent lion's head. Peugeot describes the new logo as even more streamlined, more qualitative, and more elegant. The French automotive manufacturer says the old logo launched in 2010 needed to be changed to reflect the brand's move upmarket and keep pace with its products. The unveiling of the new logo comes at a time when Peugeot is launching a new range of vehicles, starting off with the 308, the launch of a new website, and the establishment of Stellantis, a multinational, multi-brand auto manufacturer of which Peugeot is a part of. With the new logo comes Peugeot's first brand campaign in 10 years, defined by the tagline, "The Lions of Our Time." Through this international campaign, Peugeot aims to empower the customers to own their most valuable asset, their time. Peugeot adds that the campaign celebrates today's lions, those who are no longer so much in search for power or money, but more in a quest for quality time. At the same time, Peugeot says the new website makes selling cars online part of the online dealership. The new website's features allow you to do everything that you would normally do at the point of sale, but online: discovery, configuration, sale, contracts, financing, trade-in, etc., said Peugeot.
Those are the latest news and developments in the automotive industry. We shall take another short break. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Welcome back to this edition of Autofocus, the country's premier automobile TV and online magazine. Here's our feature-to-feature comparison of the latest automobile models belonging to the same category on Head to Head. There are now many good options for those looking for a 7-seater SUV to be used as a family's car. We compare two options, one from Honda, another from Kia, available in the local market in this edition of Head to Head, the Honda CR-V SX and the Kia Sorento EX.
Honda rolled out the 2020 CR-V late last year in a market already crowded with mid-sized SUVs that include the Kia Sorento. Leading the CR-V charge is the 7-seater 2020 Honda CR-V SX Diesel 9AT AWD with Honda Sensing with a price tag of 2.158 million pesos. The more expensive of the two mid-size SUV variants brought by Kia into the country is the Kia Sorento 2.2 EX Automatic 4x4, which comes with a 2.195 million peso price tag. The 2020 Honda CR-V is 4,623mm long, 1,855mm wide, and 1,668mm tall, with a 2,662mm long wheelbase and 208mm ground clearance. Exterior features in the CR-V include full LED headlights with auto leveling and high beam support system, LED fog lamps, power adjustable and power folding door mirrors with side turn signals, auto rain sensing front wipers, intermittent with washer and auto white rear wipers, tailgate spoiler, silver bumper skid garnish, shark fin antenna, mud guards, and smoke tinted rear tail lights. The top-of-the-line CR-V comes with panoramic sunroof, sequential front turn signals, 18-inch alloy wheels, and hands-free power tailgate. Kia Sorento, meanwhile, is 4,800mm long, 1,890mm wide, and 1,685mm tall, with a 2,780mm long wheelbase and a 185mm minimum ground clearance. Exterior features include LED auto leveling headlamps with auto light control, LED daytime running lights, projection type front fog lamps, body color front and rear bumpers, silver skid plates, body colored side view mirrors with integrated turn signals that adjust and fold electronically, rear spoiler, high mount stop lamp, LED rear combination lamps, pole type antenna, and a power tailgate. It also rolls on 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped by 235/60 R18 tires. Comfort and convenience in the Honda CR-V SX starts with the smart entry with push start system. Inside the CR-V is a capacious cabin with 3 rows of leather upholstered seats. The driver's seat power adjusts 8 ways with 4-way lumbar support. The front passengers adjust 4 ways. The second row of seats for 3 slides and reclines and splits and folds 60/40. The third row of seats for 2 splits and folds 50/50. When the second and third row of seats are folded and tumbled, cargo capacity increases to 967 liters. The 3-spoke leather upholstered steering wheel tilts and telescopes and comes with controls with a multi-info display on the TFT instrument cluster, audio enhanced free phone. Other interior features include intelligent dual-zone automatic air conditioning system, wireless charger, USB ports in the center console, a rear center console, roof air conditioning vents with independent controls. The infotainment system comes from a touchscreen advanced display audio with navigation system, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto connectivity, and plays through 8 speakers. The Sorento EX4x4 also comes with a smart entry system with push start button. The cabin has space for 7 adults on 3 rows of seats. The driver's seat adjusts electronically 8 ways and 2 ways for lumbar support. Cargo volume maxes out at 2,066 liters when both second and third row seats are folded. The 4-spoke leather upholstered steering wheel tilts and telescopes and comes with buttons and switches for audio, Bluetooth, and cruise control. Other interior features include an instrument panel with a mono TFT LCD multifunction display, vanity mirrors on sun visors, day and night rear view mirrors, sunglass case, and cup holders on the front console, second row armrests, and third row side trims, power outlets on the center fascia, and dual zone automatic air conditioning. The infotainment system features a 7-inch touchscreen, AM/FM radio, CD and MP3 player, USB and aux port, Bluetooth connectivity with voice control, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, compatibility and 4 speakers plus 2 tweeters. Powering the CR-V SX is a 1.6-liter DOHC ID-Tech turbo diesel engine that generates 120 PS at 4,000 revolutions per minute and a maximum torque of 300 Nm at 2,000 RPM. The engine drives all 4 wheels via a 9-speed automatic transmission. The CR-V comes with an all-wheel disc brake system, ventilated in front and solid in the rear. The suspension features front McPherson struts and multi-link system in the rear. Underneath the hood of the Sorento is a 2.2-liter 4-cylinder DOHC diesel engine with common rail direct injection system and variable geometry turbocharger that generates 200 PS at 3,800 RPM and 441 Nm of torque from 1,750 to 2,750 RPM. The engine is mated to active on-demand 4-wheel drive system with 8-speed automatic transmission and Shiftronic. The Sorento also comes with an all-wheel disc brake system and a suspension system featuring McPherson struts and stabilizer in front and a multi-link system in the rear. Auto-fitted the CR-V SX with a lot of passive and active safety technologies. These include G-Body, dual front SRS, side and side curtain airbags, the anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution, 3-point ELR seat belts for 7, ISOFIX and child safety lock. It also features Honda Sensing and a suite of cutting-edge driver assist functions that include adaptive cruise control, low-speed follow, collision mitigating braking systems, lane keep assist system, road departure mitigation, forward collision warning, and lane departure warning. Added for security are walkaway auto lock and auto door unlock system, security alarm, and immobilizer. The Sorento 4x4 is equipped with various driver assistance technology including cruise control. Also fitted for safety are front airbags, anti-lock brake system, brake assistance system, electronic stability control, vehicle stability management, hill start assist control, 3-point ELR seat belts for 6 plus a 2-point static seat belt for 1, and ISOFIX child anchor and child locks.
The CR-V and the Sorento are prime examples of how auto companies are loading SUVs with a lot of the latest in smart and safe technologies. But this may come with a price.
Introducing the all-new Isuzu D-Max into new heights.
Motul is the most trusted motor oil of the top teams competing in some of the world's most grueling race competitions: the WRC, the WTCC, and the Japan GT. Motul is the only 100% fully synthetic motor oil in the market. It has antioxidant properties that prevent premature thickening and aging due to thermal stress and guarantees total engine protection. For more information about Motul engine oils, visit www.motul.com.ph.
Welcome back to Autofocus, the country's premier automobile news and features electronic magazine. Our special feature is next. Pre-COVID-19, group ride and drive events were a regular part of media campaigns of car companies. The pandemic put a stop to that. But with quarantine restrictions easing, ride and drives should return. Kia Philippines is among the first to experiment with group ride and drives in the new normal.
Media ride and drives are back. One of the best ways for auto manufacturers and distributors to get the word out about their latest vehicles is getting a bunch of motoring journalists together on a road trip. It gives auto companies a chance to showcase their latest vehicles in settings that emphasize their best attributes. It also gives motoring media great opportunities to share, discuss, and refine perceptions and opinions of the new offerings in the market. The COVID-19 pandemic forced auto companies to set aside planned road trips last year. But with restrictions being eased and by complying with health protocols, Kia Philippines is the first to hold a media ride and drive to showcase the Stonic, the subcompact crossover that has been making waves since its launch late last year.
We're having the Kia Stonic Ride and Drive. This is a program for our media friends, and we're doing it today, February, so that we can show the features of the latest member of our Kia family. This is the 11th model that we have in our lineup. The Kia Stonic, known for many reasons to consider. It is meant and targeted for the younger generation, what we call the millennials, those who are intending or aspiring to have their first vehicle.
Kia turned to veteran race car driver and media ride and drive organizer George Ramirez to organize the event under the new normal conditions.
Well, basically, this is the first COVID, or let's call it the new normal type of event. So the whole beginning part became very new to us. It's a totally new way of doing it, no?
To ensure safety against the spread of the contagion, all participants in the media ride and drive event had to undergo COVID-19 testing, and unlike in the past pre-pandemic events where participants came together in one place to be assigned vehicles for the road trip, this time the cars came to them.
Normally they bring their cars to, let's say, BGC, and then that's the time they get into the cars. This time it's not like that. We sanitize the car, deliver it to their houses. Then they have the car for like a day to themselves before the event day. So when everyone came, they were already in the car.
And so, the one-day road trip began with participants arriving at the BGC meeting place already in their assigned Kia Stonic units. Even then, all the things they needed, including breakfast, were brought to them individually. The plan was for the convoy of Stonics to drive up to Tagaytay and arrive there in time for lunch, but the route was not that straightforward.
And then I did the usual thing that I like to do, which is to give the car a chance to show itself in all different kinds of environments, whether it be city, highway, country traffic, country mountain roads, mild mountain roads and steep mountain roads, all kinds of different environments for driving a car. Given that, our lunch place being in Tagaytay, I wanted the technical drive, which is about 3 hours long. Since there's no change driver, it's 3 hours for the one driver. so they can really have a good opportunity to test the car.
The ride and drive, well, technically, it was just a long test drive, served to highlight what Kia wants participants to see and experience on the Stonic. In essence, the great considerations for buying a Stonic.
First reason to consider this is the styling. You will see that the lines are active, very fluid, really young in terms of color. Of course, you have the advantage of this compact crossover where you have 185 millimeter ground clearance, one of the highest in its class. That's the style. The second reason to consider this is safety. You will notice that it's higher than a traditional sedan. So you come in, you sit, it gives you the height advantage over the regular sedan. The other thing to consider is safety. The 8-inch infotainment system provides for a rear view camera with a guiding light. The lines are active, so it moves as you turn around the steering. So again, another feature I want to show you would be the transmission. It comes in two variants, a manual transmission, also the automatic. But this one, even if it's designed for the urban drive, allows you to be in control of the drive, as you can go for the Triptronic function. So when you're on twisties, out of town, you can really be in control still of the whole vehicle as you go on semi-manual mode from a fully automatic.
During a lull in Tagaytay, as the media participants busied themselves with photog shots of the Stonic, Manny Aligada took time to explain how Kia is making a Stonic ownership trouble-free.
So for this vehicle, the Kia Stonic, as it is designed for the young generation, very easy to take hold of and own because of the pricing positioning of this one. So easily accessible. But the consideration doesn't end there. Not just on the acquisition, but even on the ownership. It comes with a 5-year, 160,000 kilometer warranty and free 24/7 roadside assistance when you purchase this one. And of course, we had made sure in Kia Philippines that parts will be available from the time you buy it to the time you own it to the time you enjoy it. Ownership is problem-free.
Those who like to experience driving a Stonic can schedule a test drive.
I'd like to invite everyone to come and visit our 40 dealership network all over the country. Come and visit, go for a test drive. Our dealers have been trained and prepared to welcome you. The facilities are ready. All cars for test driving have been sanitized, so it's safe. So come and visit us nationwide.
It should be interesting to see how each car company conducts group road tests in the new normal. Kia should be commended for using an abundance of caution, a catchphrase for the times in holding its first ride and drive event in the time of COVID-19.
I think my dad is secretly a superhero. He's the coolest, smartest, strongest person alive. No matter where we go, he always makes sure I feel safe. And he isn't afraid of anything. My dad likes to call that the power to lead. I call it his superpower.
Be it fine dining, a romantic garden wedding, a relaxed casual meal, or an important business event, Ilustrado is the place to go. Aside from its famed paella, the Ilustrado restaurant, which is located within the history-laden walled city of Intramuros, is also the favorite destination of food gourmands for its famous callos and lengua and other classic gustatory offerings. Ilustrado Restaurant, only for the foodies.
Welcome back. We have more cars for you to know and appreciate as we have our second car review this week. The Mitsubishi Xpander got a good reception when it was first introduced to the Philippine market in 2018. A bestseller in the small MPV segment with a little more than 13,000 units sold. Mitsubishi sold more of the 7-seater MPV in 2019, reaching the 19,000 mark. The COVID-19 pandemic may have scuppered hopes of selling even more Expanders in 2020, even with the addition of the Xpander Cross, an MPV and crossover or SUV guys.
Mitsubishi Motors Philippines has launched the Xpander Cross as the top variant of its best-selling small MPV. It arrived with cladding kit, redesigned grille and bumpers, and a lifted suspension that made it longer, taller, and wider than its siblings at 4,500mm long, 1,800mm wide, and 1,750mm tall, with a 2,775mm long wheelbase. The redesigned grille and bumper, black fender arches, and side body moldings, side and tailgate garnishes, as well as the now segment-leading 225mm ground clearance lift the Xpander in look and stance from MPV to crossover and SUV territory. The Xpander Cross exterior also features LED headlamps, rear LED combination headlamps, new roof rails, and shark fin antenna. It also comes with new 17-inch two-tone alloy wheel design wrapped by 205 by 55 R17 tires. The Xpander Cross shares the same 4A91 1.5-liter inline-4 DOHC 16-valve engine with MIVEC as the Xpander GLS, GLX Plus, and GLX. The engine generates 104 PS at 6,000 revolutions per minute and 141 Newton meters of torque at 4,000 RPM and drives the front wheels. The Xpander Cross shares the same interior length and width, 2,840mm by 1,411mm, that Mitsubishi touts for its best-selling MPV, which allows for a roomy cabin for 7 passengers. Second and third row seats fold flat to provide flexibility for hauling passengers and cargo. The new dual-tone leather upholstery and trim lend a touch of class to the Xpander cabin. Practical and functional features include a multitude of storage spaces for all knickknacks of family life and the gear and gadgets of sporty and connected individuals. Power outlets accessible in all 3 rows. A keyless operation system for entry and engine start. The 3-spoke steering wheel clad in leather with stitching that tilts and telescopes, and dotted with buttons and controls for audio, cruise control, etc. The dash is ergonomic and elegant with bright touches of tech, including the white-lit, high-contrast instrument cluster. Then there's the 2DIN multimedia system with a 7-inch touchscreen with radio tuner, MP3 player, USB, auxiliary input, Bluetooth with mirror link feature for Android OS with amber color display and 6 speakers. In raising the Xpander Cross's ground clearance. Mitsubishi tuned the suspension system that features front McPherson struts with coil springs and stabilizer, and torsion beam in the rear to allow for comfortable and stable ride on rough roads without sacrificing the kind of ride and handling that's appreciated by owners of earlier Xpander variants. Many owners enjoy driving the Xpander for the high seating position, complementing the wide windshield, providing good visibility, as well as being one of the quietest cabins in the segment. Xpander Cross drivers also benefit from the driver assist technologies such as active stability control, traction control, hill start assist, as well as the anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution. Stopping power comes from a system using 15-inch ventilated discs in front and 9-inch leading and trailing drums with a 10-inch master vacuum brake booster. The Xpander Cross comes with all safety features standard in all variants, including SRS airbags for driver and front seat passenger, 3-point ELR seatbelts for 7, with the driver and front seat passenger benefiting from pre-tensioners, and child seat ISOFIX, and tether anchors. Finally, the Xpander comes in special colors: sunrise orange and quartz white pearl.
The Xpander Cross has further blurred the lines between and among MPVs, SUVs, and crossovers, and it may be a good thing for automakers, or not, as they have to be more creative and thinking out of the box to come up with vehicles that would cater to the many while satisfying the needs of the few. But it would be great for buyers who would now have a broader range of options. Know more about your car and how to take care of it here on Autopedia.
Hi, this is Sydney, and today we're going to talk about the dreaded check engine light. What it is, what it means, and why you should not freak out. So you're driving normally, minding your own business, and then suddenly, bam! The yellow light of death comes out, the dreaded check engine light. You start freaking out, don't know what to do. You start the car, you stop the car, you turn it on, and it's still there. Oh no, it's the end of the world, something's wrong with my car, my engine is busted. Relax, it's none of those things. Quite simply put, a check engine light simply means that one of the various sensors in the engine senses that something is wrong or is reading wrong. Almost all the sensors in the car measure voltage, is in electricity. It reads anywhere from 0 to 5 volts, and if that sensor is calibrated to read, say, only from 1.5 to 4 volts, then for some unknown reason it becomes 4.1 volts, then the check engine light will come out. That's all it means. One of the sensors reads something wrong. Now, whether it reads something wrong because of a glitch or temporary condition, or because the sensor is failing, that you will have to find out. And no, you cannot find it out by going on Facebook. You cannot find out going on the internet asking, may check engine ako, ano yung problema? You ask 10 different people, you will get 100 different answers, and none of them will be correct. Especially the people say, oh, nagkaroon na ako niyan, ito yung problema niyan. No, they are wrong. Do not believe them. Because there are 999 possibilities why that light comes out. The only way for you to find out what that means is if you either, one, have a scanner like this, or you bring it to the casa or the dealership and you have a bigger scanner like this. So now we'll show you what happens when you actually do bring your car in for scanning. First, we'll take the regular shop grade scanner that we have here. This reads pretty fast. All scanners will actually have this port. It's a trapezoidal port. It's called an OBD port, or onboard diagnostic port. Every car has this port, and it's always located somewhere here. It's standard that all car manufacturers agree to. So this will work for any car. This will tell you what the check engine means. There's always an error code that starts with the letter P followed by 3 numbers. You can actually type that into Google and then it will pretty much tell you what it means. So for this Honda City, we actually have a check engine and we're gonna plug this in right now. So we have it plugged in. It's actually here on the corner. You turn the engine on, not start. And we wait for it to fire up because it was now gonna talk to the engine ECU and pull out the error code and see what it means. This is what we mean by the error code. It starts with the letter P, followed by 3 numbers. On our particular scanner, it actually tells you what component is the problem. So this one here is mass or volume airflow circuit low. It might be an intermittent lean condition, it might be an intermittent voltage condition, or it might be that your mass airflow sensor is over 10 years old and it's dead and it's dying. At least it narrows it down to any of the 999 possibilities, because it can either be mass airflow sensor, misfire, crank sensor, ABS, oxygen sensor 1, oxygen sensor 2, fuel tank evaporation sensor. The list goes on and on and on. So without this, you won't be able to say for certainty what is wrong with the engine, or actually what sensor and what component is wrong with the engine without this. The first thing that shops will do is, oh, that's it? Okay, we just hit erase. So we performed the scan test again. As you can see, the message says no powertrain trouble codes. There's no more. 9 out of 10 times this will work, and check engine is gone. So we unplug the scanner and then that's it. You can go on your merry way. But the bigger question is, will that check engine light return? Possibly yes. Like I said, it's caused by one of the sensors not reading correctly. So why it didn't read correctly, we can only speculate, but the 2 most common reasons are, 1, external factors, something just goes wrong. Electronics do that sometimes. Or it might be a symptom of that particular sensor is on its way to being dead. So it reads wrong now, it reads fine. In the future, it might read wrong again. If it gets too severe, and if you do the erase procedure and it does not erase, that means that the sensor is busted and it's time for replacement. Now, what causes check engine lights? Oftentimes you'll read on the internet and the groups, masama langis mo. No, that doesn't work. Masama yung gasolina mo. Possibly, yes. Because there is such an engine code called cylinder misfire detected. That is caused by bad batch of gas. Whether your 98 octane is not really 98 or may tubig sa gasolina, you don't know. Can it be caused by faulty spark plugs? Yes, it can also. Can it be caused by me not using the car for 3 years? Possible, because that particular sensor could be busted and rusted. Particularly, let's say, crankshaft position sensors. These things have a magnet inside them. And the engine gets hot, it gets cold, gets hot, gets cold. The magnet eventually becomes less magnetic. That will also cause a check engine. So like I said, you cannot find out for certain without one of these things. Now, actually, if you go to Lazada, you just type OBD scanner, you will find a lot for 400 bucks, 700 bucks, 900 bucks. You can actually just buy one of those and it will work on your car, just for you to be able to narrow it down. And if you do bring your car to the shop, make sure that once you scan it, you take a picture of this, show it to the shop, so they won't be punching in the dark and asking a lot of questions and basically guessing why. That will be a big help. And if the check engine light doesn't go away, and then if there's something wrong, you really need one of these things. Professional level vehicle diagnostic scanner. This you cannot buy in Lazada anymore. There you have it. Why you should not freak out if your car suddenly has a check engine light. It's not the end of the world. So hopefully now you understand a little bit more better on why it happens and how to get rid of it.
That's our feature on Autopedia this week. Taking care of your ride is made easier. And that's Autofocus this week. We hope you have found this edition of your electronic automobile magazine informative as well as entertaining. You can also check us out on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. On behalf of my dad, Butch Gamboa, this has been your host, Ray Louie Gamboa. Please stay safe and healthy.